Okay, so I've received a drawing of a face, both of the front view and the side view. I'd like to do some corrections on these drawings. This is a male character, and the student drew both the front view and the side view. You can generally tell that these are the same character. I think this person's right-handed, and this student's habits and distinct style. This person's sketch of the side view needs some corrections, so I'll point out those areas. Okay, so the front view of the face. Notice that this cheek and that cheek are uneven. This cheek is more rounded, and this cheek isn't as rounded. This is probably because the student is right-handed. When you draw this part of the page at an angle, this cheek becomes rounded, and this jawline becomes sharp. So, in other words, if you're drawing a face from a tilted angle, then you draw the forehead like this, the cheek like this, and then a sharp line that extends to the ear, like this. This cheek is rounded, and this cheek has a sharp line. In general, if you're right-handed, it's easier to draw from this angle. It looks like the student's tendency to this also showed up in his or her drawing of the front-facing view. When you're not used to drawing, then this happens a lot, so I think it's important to pay attention to these details and fix the drawing. Okay, and also, I added a center line here. This half of the body on this side of the center line is slightly bloated. This happens a lot with people who are right-handed. So, it's important to add a center line, a guideline along the collarbone, and balance out the right and left sides of the body when you're sketching. Okay, moving on to the side view of the face. I'm going to add a guideline along the eye. And then, there's the center line and the eye's guideline, and there's an outline of the skull. The ear should be at the intersection of the center line and the guideline, like this. And then, the jaw should start from the back of the earlobe and connect with this line. A lot of people have the tendency to draw the ear to the right of the center line like this when they're trying to draw a side profile. It's okay if the ear isn't aligned perfectly with the center line, but please be careful. The ear should be on both the center line and the eye's guideline, and the top part of the ear should start from the eye's guideline, like this. And notice the neck is a straight line. This makes the character look like a doll, so a real person's neck is diagonal, extending from the spine. So please remember to draw the neck longer and position it at an angle. Okay, the student drew the hair as shown in the front view and side view. If you draw a natural hairline, the hairline as seen on a shaved head is something like this. This happens a lot when you're drawing right-handed. Sorry, I meant female characters, but a lot of people accidentally omit the hair here, so it looks like there's no hair growing here. The student who drew this also drew the character as if he has no hair growing here. So I think it's important to keep in mind the outline of the hair whorl. I'm sorry, I meant the hairline. Just like this, be conscious of the hairline near the forehead and the sides where the hair grows, so you don't accidentally make it look like there's no hair growing there. Okay, there's one more point, and that is this, the shape of the eye. Compared to this eye, the side view's eye is droopy. If you match it with this eye, you want to match it with this eye and make the eye slanted upwards. Also, the pupil shape is round here. Compared to the front view's eye, the pupil should be thinner. Instead of making the pupil round, you want to make it a thin, oval shape. And then, the outline of the face's profile. Add in the outline of the lips, and feel free to add a line here for this character. I think it's important to outline the lips properly.